But this is great. This is great. This is not, I'm not saying that's one of the situations, but I've had it in the past where like, if you'll be like, hey, I want to go to the hotel. I've had it where like sometimes they'll be like, oh, I'll just take you there. And you're like, no, I didn't want to bother you that much. I don't want to like, and they're like, no, like, please let me take you there. Like, you know, and it's kind of, it can be quite awkward. So I'm glad it's working out for them so far. And she seems to be having a great time. But obviously, you know, like in Japan, this is like a very unique, a way of looking at things sometimes as well. So like, I have like a friend, for example, like sometimes like I miss my packages, right? I'm streaming, I don't get the door. You know, I don't think it's a big deal. I'm like, I just missed a package, I'll reschedule it. My Japanese friends, when I tell them about that, they're like, wow, that's super rude of you, Connor, to not get your packages. You didn't think about how that person is going to have to take that package back to the factory and then bring it back again at some point in time. Right? And like, that sounds ridiculous to us because it's just, you know, they know this is a part thing that happens. But if it's like it's like a completely different perspective of how they view, of how most people view like interaction here. Like if this convenience store was busy, which it's not because it's in the middle of nowhere, but if it was like a really busy one, like maybe bothering them for directions could be considered like rude by some people. They'd be like, wow, okay, this was super busy. Why are you bothering the staff with, you know, how to get directions, you know, just use Google Maps. Because they're not going to be like, why should they care about your challenge? Why should they care about what you're doing when, you know, you're doing this? So the perspective is very, very different. And so I think it's important sometimes to think about that when you're watching this stuff, because it's very easy to think of it from only your perspective. But I think if any restaurant or any establishment in any country was busy and you started asking questions like that, it would be rude, right? So I guess a mute point.